I asked my Telegram group on what is the preferred asset to earn 3.7% per annum return, and apparently most of the people would definitely choose T-bills. And if you want to participate in such posts, come and join us at my Telegram group at HoneyMoneySG with over 9,000 members so that we can all share about personal finance knowledge and the best deals in town. Join us at HoneyMoneySG. But why specifically the number of 3.7% per annum? It's because a lot of financial products are offering this yield, and we shall take a look at some of them today. In my Telegram option, you will notice T-bills, Syfe Cash Plus Guaranteed, and money market funds. And the last option is something else which not many people have discussed about. So watch till the end if you want to find out what is that product. Firstly, let's start with the Fullerton SGD Cash Fund. And you should know by now that this is a money market fund that seeks to achieve a similar return compared to Singapore bank deposit rates. So the good thing about this Fullerton SGD Cash Fund is that it has a relatively good return, relative low risk, it's highly liquid, which means it has no lock-in period, no terms and conditions for you to achieve that 3.7% base return, and it could even increase your buying power for trades, like if you want to wait for a buy order to execute and you just want to put your cash to get some returns while idling in the platform. And if you're lucky enough, sometimes they do run a boosted yield promotion, like a 5.8% per annum guaranteed returns by Mumu or even Poyon Smart Park. The other good thing about Fullerton SGD Cash Fund is that it is easy to start. Once you start deposit money into the platform, it will usually be auto-subscribed if you have enabled the feature. Now, the bad thing about Fullerton SGD Cash Fund is that since it is a money market fund, it is not a cash deposits, and hence it is not SDID insured nor capital guaranteed. And the use may fluctuate because it changes daily. What you're seeing 3.7% per annum now is only as of the date of recording. It may go up, it may go down, who knows by the time you watch it. And you can only fund it with cash. There is no CPF or SRS investing option, so it is quite limited in terms of funding options. Now, where to get this Fullerton SGD Cash Fund? In fact, a lot of trading platforms offering it, even robo-advisors or financial institutions. But specifically in today's video, I'll recommend Mumu because it has a very attractive welcome offer. Do you know you can invest smarter now with Mumu because you can get up to 730 Singapore dollars of welcome rewards as a new sign-up. When you deposit a cumulative amount of at least 3,000 Singapore dollars and perform 3 buy trades, you can get 3 fractional Tesla shares worth $60. When you deposit a cumulative amount of 10,000 Singapore dollars and make 10 buy trades, you may receive 10 fractional Tesla shares totaling up to $200. In short, you may get 13 fractional Tesla shares totaling $260 after you deposit $10,000, complete 13 buy trades, and hold your deposits for 90 days. Mumu Cash Plus is also giving you 5.8% per annum guaranteed returns, and at the max subscription of $80,000 30 days, you can get up to 380 Singapore dollars. And you all should be familiar by now that Cash Plus is one of the best places to earn a good return on your idle cash. Total $730 of welcome rewards when you sign up, deposit, and trade with Mumu. So don't miss this offer. Use my referral link down below or scan this QR code right here to get your Mumu SG Universal account today. Let's move on to the second option, T-bills. And T-bills is my most popular choice in that poll. And the reason why it's so popular is because of the good points. Like, it is backed by the Singapore government, so there is very low risk that it will default. And when individuals like you and me are depositing the cash, all we care for is the security and the safety other than the returns. So the T-bill is the closest that you can get to capital guaranteed and security. And the other good thing about T-bill is that you can fund from either cash, CPF OA or SRS, so there is a lot of funding options available, and all this can be applied online. You don't have to head down to a physical bank branch to apply anymore. The historical record high of the T-bill yield within this 1 or 2 years is 4.4%, I think last year, but it has been trending down nowadays. The latest yield as of the recording date is 3.7% per annum. Another good thing about T-bill is that there is no cap, unlike the SSB which has a cap of 200,000 Singapore dollars. But the really bad thing about T-bill that I feel is the 6 months lock-in period minimally. So you are not able to use it as an emergency fund. You can treat of it like a semi-fixed deposit. Like, you'll only see your funds back in 6 months. Not that you can't sell it, but if you really want to touch that funds and withdraw it, you'll get back at a very bad rate. So it is not recommended to use T-bills as your emergency fund because it is not as liquid as it seems. But other than that, I feel that if you have a large sum of money and you do not need it within the 6 months and you want a capital guaranteed and secured place to park your money, T-bills is the best way to go. Moving on to the third product is Syfe Cash Plus Guaranteed, and it's a relatively new product offering 3.7% per annum guaranteed return. Now what Syfe Cash Plus Guaranteed is investing is in fixed deposits, so you can think of it like an ETF for fixed deposits. And fixed deposits, as you may know, are lower risk investments because the funds are guaranteed by the bank. But it does not mean zero risk, because like Syfe Cash Plus Guarantee said, it's subjected to the underlying risk of the bank. Like if the bank collapses overnight, it is very difficult to get your funds back. We have seen bank crises in the earlier parts of this year, like Silicon Valley Bank. Another good thing about Syfe Cash Plus Guaranteed is that there is no cap, so you can invest as much as you want. But there is a 3 months lock-in period, so you cannot withdraw the funds within 3 months, which is fairly reasonable, because if you look at all the fixed deposit rates around in Singapore, they are only offering relatively good rates from 6 months and above tenors. So I think 3 months is a reasonable period to lock in your funds as a fixed deposit. But the funding is in cash only, so no CPF, no SRS for Cash Plus Guaranteed, only cash. So if you are already placing money in fixed deposits and their rate is not as good as Syfe, then I would say maybe you can consider using Syfe Cash Plus Guaranteed, since they are essentially investing in the same product class. Now for the last option, I think I'm one of the only few who is talking about it, which is the OCBC Premier Dividend Plus account. This account is currently giving 3.7% interest, not returns, interest. And there is no cap on the maximum amount that you can put in. And it is semi-liquid in a way, since it is a bank account. But I'll explain why it is semi and not full liquid. The bad thing is that it's only eligible for Premier customers. So to qualify for OCBC Premier, you need to have a minimum assets under management AUM of 200,000 Singapore dollars. And if you want to qualify for the welcome gifts, you need 350,000 Singapore dollars, where you can sign up via my referral link down below, and I'll ask my OCBC RM to contact you further. Now for the specific terms and conditions, you are only eligible to receive that 3.7% per annum interest if you fulfill the 2 conditions, which is you deposit $2,000 monthly into the Premier Dividends account. And the second condition is that you cannot withdraw any funds, because if you've done any withdrawals, you will not get that bonus, which is the 3.7% per annum. You only get the base, which is 0.05%. So like I said, it's semi-liquid. It's not that you cannot take out the funds, it's just that if you take out the funds, you will not get that 3.7% per annum interest, and you must deposit at least $2,000 monthly every month. So they are encouraging you to keep that money in the account and not withdraw anything out to earn that good interest. So how to really utilize this OCBC Premier Dividend Plus account if you cannot withdraw the money? You definitely can still use this account as an emergency fund savings account. And the ideal day to withdraw the funds is on the first calendar day of each month, because since you have withdrawn, your full month will not be entitled to any interest. And when you withdraw, what about the remaining funds? You can transfer out, you can go and subscribe to MooMoo Cash Plus, because it's giving 3.7% per annum return based on the recording date current return. Or Syfe Cash Plus Guaranteed, or T-bills, up to you, depending on your risk appetite. But if you haven't got a MooMoo account yet, you might as well sign up first, get the promotion, then you can think of where to put your money later. Then some of you may ask, what about Chocolate Finance, which is offering 4.5% per annum return? And because today's topic is about 3.7% per annum return, so for Chocolate Finance, I did not include it, but I detail it in my previous video right here on where are the other places to get the high returns on your cash.